between the Ravens, the Browns, and the Bengals. The Bengals right now are 7-6, and they are third place in the AFC North. This week they play at the Denver Broncos. I think they win this game. The Broncos have the same record as the Bengals. The Broncos are one of those teams who are hit or miss. If they had a good quarterback, they're one of the best teams in the league without a doubt. But the quarterback play is so inconsistent. But I want to take the Bengals here in that one. And then our next 3 games, we play, Baltimore at home, the Chiefs at home, and at Cleveland. Lamar Jackson got hurt this past week against the Cleveland Browns, and the Ravens actually lost. And if with the Ravens losing, if we would have won, we would have been first place. But instead, we dropped to third. And it looks as this Lamar Jackson will probably end up playing this week in some capacity. But it's interesting, how much he'll play when we play the Baltimore Ravens next week. So we have at Denver, the Ravens, the Chiefs at home, and at Cleveland. In my opinion, I'm not trying to be biased. I know we've not been playing good the last couple of weeks. I think we go 3-1. I think we beat the Broncos. I honestly think we beat the Ravens, and I think we beat the Browns. So with that, we would be 10-7 on the season. And then you look at the Browns. The Browns are second place in the AFC North. They are also 7-6, but they are ahead of us due to the tiebreaker because they beat us earlier in the season. The Browns play the Raiders this week. They play at the Packers, at the Steelers, and they have a home game against us in the season finale. In my opinion, I think the Browns go. It's really interesting. I think they beat the Raiders. I think they lose to the Packers. Steelers are a toss-up. I think we can beat the Browns in the season finale. I'm going to see the Browns go 2-2. They'll finish the season 9-8. And then we have the Baltimore Ravens, where it seems like every single time the Ravens give the Bengals an opportunity to, jump at top of the AFC North, the Bengals somehow, blow it somehow, and they screw it up. But the Ravens are currently 8-5. They play the Packers this week at Cincinnati, the Rams, and the Steelers. The Ravens, to me, I have said time and time again and again, and Lamar Jackson, I think Lamar Jackson and the Ravens as a whole are just extremely overrated. I don't see any guarantee wins against for this Baltimore Ravens team. I'm not trying to sound biased, and I'm not just saying this because I do not like the Ravens. I don't like Lamar Jackson. Even if Lamar Jackson was healthy, I don't think they beat the Packers. And obviously, he's not going to be 100% healthy against Green Bay this week. At Cincinnati, the key factor in that game is going to be Mark Andrews against our linebacker core right now with Logan Wilson out. But I think we're capable of beating this Ravens team. I know we haven't been playing good, but neither have the Ravens. They play the Rams at home. I don't think they beat the Rams. And then the Steelers to close out in Baltimore. The Steelers are having a down year, but the Steelers already beat the Ravens once this season, just a week or two ago. I think the Steelers are one of those teams, playing against the Ravens. Despite when the Steelers are down, those are always very competitive games. I think the Ravens go 1-3 in this stretch here. I think they go 9-8. So that's the Ravens being 9-8, which they will lose to the Packers. They will lose to the Bengals and the Rams, but they would beat the Steelers. Browns going 9-8. They beat the Ravens and they beat the Steelers, but they lose to Green Bay and Cincinnati. And I have the Cincinnati Bengals going 10-7. They win 3 of the 4. Their only loss out of these 4 games, in my opinion, will be against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they'll beat the Cleveland Browns. I think they'll beat the Baltimore Ravens, and I think they'll beat the Broncos. I'm not trying to sound biased. I honestly think the Bengals will end up winning the AFC North. But if we don't end up winning the AFC North, the chances of us getting a wild card spot are very, very, very unlikely. It's interesting because all 4 of these AFC North teams still have 2 divisional games remaining. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. Hopefully the Bengals can pull it off and end up winning the division for the first time since 2015.